All right, cool. All right, guys, welcome to tonight's team call. It is Wednesday, November 15th, so we are halfway through the month already. I'm super excited to talk with you guys a little bit tonight about conversations and growing those relationships and having conversations with people, because we are in the business of growing and building relationships, okay? So it's so important for us to really master that task, to really be genuine and take the time. While we want to see fast results, and we want to inspire people, we want to help them, and we want to move our business forward, and we want to reach our own goals, we have to remember that we have to start with the relationship first and really build a good solid foundation. And the way that we do that is through conversation, okay? And we want to make sure that our conversations are genuine, so that we can build that trust and reliability and connection with our followers, okay? Some of you might know and some of you might not know. It took me a long time to figure this business out, okay? I would dabble a little bit here and there, and then I would kind of fall off, and I never really found a good rhythm or consistency. And it took me about 18 months before I 100% committed to changing my mindset, setting my intentions, and growing and building the relationship, okay? And it's only gotten better from there. But it took me a long time because I wasn't willing to do personal development. I wasn't willing to shift my mindset, and I was really stuck in the ways that I had always been, okay? So as I worked through that process, I was able to learn and grow. And from that, I was able to help other people learn and grow and to spread that positivity and that inspiration with those people. Okay, so just remember that setting our intentions and really thinking about our mindset, where are we at with ourselves, right? What are our intentions with people? If we're sitting down to have conversations only because we want to move our business forward and only because we have a goal of hitting Emerald or Success Club or making X amount of dollars, that's going to come across when we're having conversations and building the relationship with people, or the lack thereof building, because there is going to be no growth, right? Because they're going to feel like they're being sold to. So when we have a conversation with somebody, we should take the time. The National Wake Up Call this week, if you didn't listen to it, it actually pinpoints this perfectly. It hits it right on the head. She talks about making a 1-degree shift. If you're going through the motions and you're doing the vital behaviors every day, but you find yourself struggling, you're likely there, your actions are happening, but there's probably a small little shift that you can create that's going to help catapult your business forward or move your conversations forward in a much faster fashion. And so they talk about this 1-degree shift, and it's kind of like an airplane, okay? If you were a pilot on an airplane, 1 degree might seem like a very insignificant amount, but 1 degree is going to totally change the course of where your airplane goes if you're flying and you're a pilot. So it's very similar in, just sending out an invite and just saying, hey girl, would you like to join us? We'd love to have you, and copying and pasting that and sending that to 10 people on your list. Well, I checked off my list today that I sent out 10 invites. Why is nothing happening? But when you make that 1-degree shift, and let's say you only invite 3 people instead of 10, but those 3 conversations, those 3 invites are very connected. Hey girl, you've been on my mind a lot lately, or I've had you on my heart. Last time we were talking, we really connected about X, Y, and Z. I've really enjoyed our conversation and getting to know you and learning about your littles and just having that support and that connection with you to have a friend. I hope that you feel the same. I'm not sure if this will be for you or not, but a couple of my girlfriends are going to be starting a wellness group where we're going to support one another through nutrition and fitness and mindset. We would absolutely love to have you, and I know that you would fit right into this group. Does this sound like something that you would like to be a part of? Still the same thing, right? It's still an invite, but so much more connected to the relationship and the friendship, or the reason that you're connecting with that person. So it's that 1 degree, or if you listen to Tony Robbins, a 2 millimeter shift. It's such a minute shift in what you're doing, but will expand your success exponentially. It will start to come back to you because you're really relating to that person on a completely different level, okay? Rather than just checking it off of your list. When you set your intentions and you, in your heart, say, I really enjoy talking with this person because of X, Y, and Z. I would love, she would be amazing. Like, start imagining and envisioning that person in your group and why you're excited to invite them. Why you're excited to help them work towards their health and fitness goals. Maybe they've shared with you that they struggle, and you can envision them feeling good like you feel good, and how it feels to empower yourself, okay? Or maybe you just really enjoy them and they have really good positive vibes and they're really fun, and you just know that their energy in the group would be amazing. When you see those people in your group, your approach is totally different because you're excited. You're already seeing them there. You have no doubt that they're going to join you. But we have to have that intention in our mind, right? If we're just checking it off of our list, there's no connection. And there's going to be no draw to you because you're not connected to them. So they're not going to be attracted back or connected back to you. We talk all the time about the law of attraction. So remember, when you're sitting down to set your daily affirmations, to set your intentions, and to, rather than meet the numbers, really think about growing that relationship. If you invited 3 people a day, every single day of the month, and they were genuine, connected, relative invites rather than just shooting out 10 that you're checking off your list, you will have over 90 invites, or around 90 invites for the entire month. You guys, it's a 10% success rate for new coaches. That increases as you get better at this. But if you're talking to 90 to 100 people, genuinely talking to those people, you are going to close or inspire 3 to 5 people to join you. Okay? So it's just remembering what our intentions are and really growing that relationship and setting the intentions and reminding ourselves, if we're sitting down and sending an invite, or we're connecting with a new friend, let's say it's a new friend. Let's get away from invites for a minute. Let's say it's a new friend. Well, she's going to think I'm a creep because I friend requested her and because I'm reaching out to her. What do you think she's going to think when she reads your message? If that's what you're putting out there, she's going to think that you're creepy and that you're like stalking her, and why is she messaging me, right? But if you sit down and just say, you know what? I love connecting with new friends. I'm excited to connect with other women who enjoy having friendship and support from other women and empowering one another. That's what you're going to attract. And then the conversation when you reach out and say, hey girl, you're adorable. I just wanted to, reach out and say thanks for accepting my friend request. I saw that we had some really great mutual friends in common. Just thought I would reach out and say, hey, and I'm really excited that we got connected. My conversations back to me are, oh my God, you are so adorable. Thank you so much for the compliment. How was your day going? The conversations start right away because what am I putting out there, right? I'm complimenting them and just genuinely saying like, and if they ask, how do we know each other? I might say, well, I don't think that we've ever personally met, but I saw that so-and-so is a mutual friend of ours and I just absolutely adore her. And I figured anybody that's friends with her would be pretty awesome too. It just opens a door. It takes away the awkwardness because you're genuinely, if you feel like you're just reaching out to people just to make a sale, it's not going to work. It's not that the business doesn't work. It's not that the process doesn't work. It's that your intentions and your mindset aren't working. Does that make sense? So when we set our intentions and when we set our mindset, whether it's reaching out to a new friend, following up with somebody that we haven't connected with in a while, or we're inviting, if we make it about the person and why we're connected to them to begin with, it's going to come across that way. It's not going to come across as salesy. You're not going to come across as a creep. You're not going to come across as this weird person that just sent this friend request randomly. You're going to come across as someone who is genuine and who just wants to make new friends. And when we do that often enough, you guys, we don't have to push the conversation. Okay? Because you're giving yourself enough time to grow and build and love on relationships when you're doing it on a consistent basis. Does that make sense too? That if we're not talking to enough new people every day and we stay in the same circle of invites and conversations, then we feel like we're pushing the sale because we're trying to get them to commit, right? Don't let people get stuck in your funnel. If you read the book, Get Over Your Damn Self, she talks about that. Don't let people plug up your funnel and drain your energy. If they aren't ready to commit, you need to move along and say, okay, would you be, do you want me to follow back up next month? Or if they're not giving you any friendship back or engaging with you, move on. Okay? Don't let people suck your energy, and start new conversations with people who readily engage with you. Okay, we're excited to have a message from you. And sometimes, you guys, it's as simple as sending a message and just saying, hey girl, I just wanted to reach out and say good morning and I hope you have an amazing day. Something that simple, because how often do people hear that? It's kind of like when you pass somebody at the grocery store or at the gas station or whatever, and you give them a smile and say hello. How many people do that nowadays? Like zero. Be that light. That's one of the things that Scotty Hobbs preaches and how he's been so successful. He makes it a point that at least 2 people on his list every day, he sends either a text message or an email or a message and just says, hey, I hope things are great with you. I just wanted to say, I hope you have a really great day. Be that light. Okay? People connect to that. People are going to be drawn to that when you just take 2 seconds of your day to say, hey, I hope you have a really good day. Or I'm really sorry that it looks like you've had kind of a rough week. I just wanted to let you know I'm thinking about you. One of my girls that I've been talking with, it's a friend. She hasn't committed to anything. I know that she was going through a hard time and had to have a procedure done yesterday because something showed up. I don't know what. I'm assuming it's probably something in a breast. But I knew her test was yesterday, and you better believe I sent her a message yesterday morning first thing and just said, I'm sending you lots of love and prayers today, and I know that everything's going to be okay. It took no effort on my part to do that, to send her that positive love that she needed in a time that she was scared, right? Any of us would be scared because of the unknowns. So make your intentions about being that friend. Not about the sale, not about connecting them to Beachbody. That will naturally happen, right? When we connect with people and we make it about the friendship first, that naturally happens, okay? It might not happen today, it might not happen next month, and it might be a year from now, but it will happen. I'm not saying that they're all a year from now and you go, oh my God, so I have to put all this work in for a year with no return. No, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying some relationships take longer than others. Okay, so I kind of wanted to do a little bit of role playing just to kind of help you girls kind of get a sense of conversation or where I would go with it. So would either of you be willing to be somebody who has an objection? And I don't care what the objection is. Maybe it's one that you hear the most often, whether it's money or time or that doesn't work or whatever objection you typically have. We can work through that together, and it's not going to be perfect because most of the time we're on social media, right? So typically we have time to think about our response, right? It's not right off the bat like it's going to be right now. So it's not going to be a perfect role play, but that's the beauty of it, right? You learn through your mistakes and you work through it. So whichever of you would like to volunteer, I would be appreciative. Melissa, you look like you're moving around.
I'll volunteer.
Awesome. Thank you. So what's an objection that you find yourself hearing?
Probably money.
Money?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to start the conversation like I normally would, and then we'll just kind of let the conversation go where it will. And like I said, it's not going to be perfect because obviously I can't even talk to tell you what we're going to do. Okay, so Melissa and I, we're going to pretend that we know each other, okay? That we've already been friends on Facebook for a little bit of time, but maybe not necessarily have talked in a while or whatever, okay? So I would reach out to Melissa and say something like, hey girl, how are things going for you? I hope that this week has been really good. I saw that you're getting ready to have another baby. How are you feeling? How are things going with that? And just leave it super simple. But I always end with a question. Because I want them to respond back, right? I don't want to leave it just except for when I send like, hey, just hope you're having a really good day. I want you to know that I was thinking about you. That's simple. But most of the time it's a question, okay?
And I would say, or they would say something like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Things are getting really busy, especially with the holidays. I'm hoping to have some time to relax before the baby comes. How are you doing?
Awesome. That sounds really, really exciting. I'm really excited for you. Do you know what you're having yet? And then I would say things with us are really, really good. We are gearing up for the holidays as well. It tends to be a hectic time of year, but we make it through and we love seeing our family. Does it get crazy for you too?
Yeah, it does because we have a lot of different extended family that we have to get together with. But we try to spread ourselves around a little bit here and there. I don't remember the rest of what you said.
That's all right. So, I asked you if you knew what you were having, a boy or a girl.
Oh, and yeah, we're having a girl this time.
OMG. So I'm talking like it would be like I'm typing it out, right? Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. We have 2 little boys, so I'm sure that having a girl, and I saw that you have a little boy, I'm sure that having a little girl is super exciting for you guys. And the holidays, I know we get so spread out because my husband's family is very big and he has a lot of family still alive, which is great, but it takes up 3 weeks of the month instead of it being a couple days. We are just crazy, crazy, crazy. So, how many places do you guys typically go during the holidays?
We typically go to only 3 different places. It doesn't take like several weeks of time, but I'm also hosting this year, so that'll be something fun for us to do at our new house.
Oh, that's cool. When did you get your new house?
We moved over the summer in June.
That's super exciting. Was it your first home, or were you guys just getting a bigger home because your family's expanding, or?
It was our first home together because Aaron owned a home before we got married. So we needed a bigger house for our family. Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Are you guys getting all settled in now that you've been there for a few months then?
Yeah, we're still getting things unpacked and getting rid of stuff that we shouldn't have brought with us, but it feels more like our house now.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm excited for you guys. My family and I moved 2.5 years ago, and we're still working on, making it ours and doing little projects here and there, but it definitely feels more like home. So it's exciting to do, different little projects around the house. Did you guys have to do much when you moved in, or was it pretty much move-in ready?
We didn't do anything because it was very neutral and they had done a lot of updates. We've started to do a little bit of projects. We're doing one in our basement for storage and organization. But otherwise we didn't even paint. We probably will paint when our kids are old enough to pick what color they want their room to be. But for now, it's good.
That's awesome. Well, girl, it's been super, super awesome catching up with you. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. I have to run for now, but we'll definitely catch up again soon, okay?
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay, so I would end the conversation because you don't want to draw it out so long that it, like, there's nothing left to talk about. And this person's like, okay, why are you asking me 10,000 questions about my life when we just reconnected? So don't be afraid to say like, oh, I got to run to the grocery store, or I have to go pick up my kids from, from school. Don't be afraid to share your lifestyle, right? Like the fact that you are home and you can go pick your kids up from school, or, hey girl, I got to go because I got to go get my workout in before I go get my kids. Planting little seeds, right? It's not, you're not pitching, but you're sharing a little bit of your lifestyle. And see how when she said that she moved into a new house, we did a couple years ago too. So I related to her, right? I made it relevant, and that I was really listening to her and asking questions, and how we kind of just went through that too, right? So I would follow up, every couple of weeks. When I have a pregnant mom, I follow up every couple of weeks, or maybe I'll, 1 week I'll follow up just once that week, and then the next week I might follow up twice and just say, hey, I hope you have a really good day, or how are you feeling? I know things are getting close. Is everything okay? Different things like that, and just ask general questions to keep the connection there. And then after she has the baby, I connect again and I say, congratulations. Like, I love seeing all the pictures, because I do. I love seeing baby pictures. I don't have baby fever because I'm done, but I love seeing babies. I love other people having babies, and seeing their pictures. And, that's such a happy time, right? When families are expanding and they have a healthy, happy baby. And so I will connect with them and just say, like, are you guys, I don't reach out right away, a couple days, but I know mommies are kind of just sitting around because they can't do much, and they're either nursing or they're feeding a baby, and they're sitting on their butt quite a bit because they're healing. And I'll just say, hey girl, like, how are you feeling? Did delivery go good? And just kind of reconnect and ask some questions. And then usually I mark when they have their baby, and then 4 to 6 weeks out, I will start asking some more questions. And I would say something like, hey, Melissa, I hope that, you and the baby are doing really good. Is she sleeping better for you at night now? Like, ask some questions like that. And then I would start a new paragraph, and I would say something like, I know that you just had Lillian, and you're probably still trying to find some balance, and with having Isaiah and Lillian, and life in general, and having a new baby in the house again. So I'm not sure if this would be for you or not, but a couple of my girlfriends and I are going to be starting a wellness group where we're going to help support one another in creating some more balance in life, creating some more balance around nutrition and fitness, and just supporting each other to make sure that we take care of us, even though we're busy moms and, have a lot on our plates. We'd absolutely love to have you and maybe help you work towards creating some more balance with your everyday life. Now that you have 2 littles at home, does this sound like something that you would like to be a part of? So you can answer.
Oh, I'm still playing along.
Yeah, we're now we're going to get into the objection and how to overcome the objection.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, I really am trying to get back to being active. I really do need the support, and try to figure out how to do this with 2 kids now instead of just 1. So yeah, it sounds like something I would want to do. What does it involve?
Okay, cool. So that was perfect, because most of the time that's the response I get is, what does that entail? Or could you tell me more? That's exactly the response that I get. So perfect. I would say something like, I can totally understand that. I know that when we had Beckett, it's definitely a challenge to juggle 2 of them. And with your 2 being under 2, I'm sure that you have your hands full, but I also know that you're a strong woman and that you're going to make that balance work. And, everything's probably going just fine. We would absolutely love to have you. I would be more than happy to share some more information with you, but it really helps me to know a little bit more about what your goals are, or what you would like to work towards. I know that you would like to work towards creating some balance. Are you wanting to lose some weight, or just kind of get back into a routine, or what does that look like for you?
It would be both. I need to lose weight and to set a routine.
Okay, perfect. That's really helpful. When working towards losing weight, do you think you tend to struggle more with nutrition and knowing what to eat, making time for workouts now that you have two littles at home, or a little bit of both?
Probably, probably both.
Okay. So, would you mind sharing a little bit more with me about your nutrition? Do you, like, what does a typical day look like for you? Do you guys eat out a lot? Do you try to make healthier choices, or do you kind of feel lost when it comes to food?
I know how to make healthy choices. I feel like I know a lot about nutrition. It's just that sometimes making time to prep my food for the week is the problem, and then I maybe just grab something that's easier.
Okay, perfect. So having, it sounds like just having those quick, convenient choices are definitely helpful right now because of your busy schedule and trying to find that balance in everyday life. So would you say that having a laid out meal plan that can have quick, easy recipes and kind of tell you what you should be eating and when would be helpful for you?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful, and how much to eat for breastfeeding and exercise.
Okay, perfect. I was actually going to ask you about the breastfeeding next because that's so important that we make sure that we nourish our bodies enough, especially for adding in working out during breastfeeding and working towards losing weight. I did it with Beckett, and I actually nursed him for 11 months and didn't have any trouble with my milk supply. So I know that that's something that together we can definitely find that balance and help you work towards that. So really quick before we move forward, again, related, right? Because I crushed it and got under pre-baby weight with Beckett nursing for 11 months and didn't have trouble with my milk supply. And I have some tips that I know that we can do to make sure that that doesn't happen. And you might not have that tool in your toolbox yet, right? Maybe you didn't nurse. Maybe that wasn't a thing for you. But that's what is so amazing about our group is if you have something like that come up, post in the group and just say, hey, do you guys know anything about, breastfeeding and how many calories we should make sure that they're getting on top of and different things like that. You can ask because there are some of us who have those different tools in our toolbox, okay? And that we can share our experiences there. So I would relate back to you that I did it with Beckett. I have no doubt that we can make that happen. With workouts, do you feel like, so again, another question, do you feel like having a workout that's 25 to 30 minutes would be doable for you getting started, or would something that's a little bit longer be doable, like 45 minutes to an hour?
I was just gonna say, I was just playing along or like how other people answer me, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I figured that, but I was just saying that, like, if somebody else that listens to the playback, like some people don't nurse or they, they don't have kids yet, that, just that we do have those tools available.
I would say something shorter would probably fit better in my lifestyle right now. A half an hour is probably doable.
Okay, perfect. So if we could get you set up with a 30-minute workout, do you have any workout equipment at home, or is that kind of limited? And if you do have any, what do you have?
I do have some equipment like yoga mat and maybe some dumbbells. They're not very heavy, but I have a few sets, and that's about all we have.
Okay, perfect. So all of that information is super helpful. I understand that so we're going to go back and reiterate what she shared, right? So I understand that you really want help creating some balance. You need some options with food that are letting you know how much to eat so that you keep a good milk supply, but are helping you work towards your weight loss goals, and maybe some recipes that are quick and easy on the go, so that you don't have to feel overwhelmed with meal prep while you're trying to work through finding this balance with life. And that 30-minute workouts are super doable, and we do have a little bit of workout equipment at home. Is that all correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, perfect. So I have no doubt that together that we can make that happen, Melissa, and in the group that all of us can help support you to find that balance. It's not going to be perfect all the time, and it is going to take some work to make those changes, but I know that together that we can do that. What I would recommend is, and then I go into the all access script, and I might even go even more in depth and say, what I would recommend is the all access challenge pack because X, Y, and Z. What I would really recommend for you is this particular workout program because, and relate it to her goals, right? So I'd probably pick like the 21-day fix because it's going to lay out her meal plan for her. It gives her plenty of quick, convenient choices that are really easy to whip up. You can easily track that on your phone so that you know what you've eaten for the day. We can very easily adjust the 500 calories so that her nursing supply stays good, and the workouts are 30 minutes with limited equipment. Okay, so I would explain that back to her. And then once I shared what my recommendation is, what would be your reply?
That all sounds really good. And I think it would really help me. But how much does it cost?
Okay, perfect. So totally a normal question to ask, and I'm glad that you did. So with this package, you're going to get, and we're going to reiterate X, Y, and Z to help you work towards X, Y, and Z for a one-time payment of $160. You'll get my one-on-one coaching for that full year and my one-on-one support in all of my groups as well for the next year. Does that sound reasonable for you?
Well, $160, I can't really afford that all at once. Is there any way to like spread it out over time, or does it have to be upfront?
Sure. So actually with this package, it is $160 as a one-time payment up front. And I can totally understand that with just having a baby that, funds might be limited or it might be a little bit more challenging to invest in that kind of package. But I can also tell you that when I first started my journey 5 years ago, that I had to save up for my challenge pack as well because I didn't just have the money. We were living paycheck to paycheck. But it's also been the best investment that I've ever made. I've stayed on track for 5 years. I've lost 60 pounds, and I've created a much healthier version of myself at the age of 33 and a mommy of 2 than I was when I was 16 in high school. So I know that it's an investment, but I also know that you really want to feel good and you want to have more balance in your life and you want to be that healthy role model for your children. Do you think that the $160 is something that you can invest in yourself to work towards your goals?
Yeah, I think it is something that I would want to invest. I just may have to wait a while before I can have that much money available. Is there anything that I can do in the meantime while I'm trying to get the money together?
Yeah, so what we can do is I actually have a 4-week meal plan that I can share with you that can help you get started right now and give you some ideas for recipes. And there's actually some like overnight recipes so that in the morning you have something ready for breakfast and different things like that. How long do you think it will take you to save up that money? Are you talking a couple weeks, or do you think it will be longer than that?
It's probably going to be a little bit longer than that. I'll have to see where I can save some money here and there to get to that amount. Okay. When is the next group that you have?
Okay, perfect. So we'll have another group starting up next month. What we can do is I'm more than happy to share that meal plan with you. I do have an online support group that I run through Facebook. It's completely free, but it's a place that you can be surrounded by other women working towards their goals, have some tips from me, and just have that daily support. Is that something you'd like to be a part of until we can get you into the full group with the package we talked about?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so what I would do is I would follow up, right? I would plug her into the group. I would love on her, and I would follow up for the next month's group. And when I would follow up, I would continue that relationship. I'm not going to end the conversation there and then wait till it's time for her to enroll or potentially enroll next month and then ask. I'm going to continue loving that relationship. But when it comes time, I'm going to say something like, obviously reconnect on what we've already been talking about, maybe ask her how she's been enjoying the group that she's been in, how is she progressing. I'm going to know most of that because I'm still going to be in contact, right? I'm going to know what she's been doing and not doing, and maybe what she's struggling more with or what she's kind of been doing really good with. And then I'll just say, hey, last month when we were talking, I know that you needed to save up a little bit of money to get started for this upcoming group. And we're actually, enrollment is starting tomorrow, and we're going to be enrolling for the next week for the upcoming challenge group. Is now a better time for you to get started with us girls? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good time now. I have been saving the money, so.
All right, cool. And sometimes we'll say it's going to take a couple months, or it'll take longer than a month, and that's okay. You just keep loving on that relationship. There are going to be some people who, and you'll know who they are, that just keep telling you yes, but they're probably never going to commit, at least not for a while, because they're afraid to say no. They feel bad saying no. And those are the people who go MIA a lot when they like ghost you when it comes time to enroll, or they say yes, but then they won't answer your questions. If they're not engaging back, put them on the follow-up list. Don't waste a lot of energy, okay? Don't allow them to suck your energy and keep you in this circle going around and around and around when there's people out there, because there is no shortage in people who are unhealthy and who need our help. Let's not have a scarcity mindset. There is an abundance. Unfortunately, there is an abundance of people who are overweight, unhealthy, unhappy. And just because somebody's not overweight doesn't mean that they're healthy. I have so many people say to me, well, my husband, he can eat whatever he wants and he's super skinny and, he doesn't gain a pound, but he eats fast food every day. I don't care if that dude's skinny. He ain't healthy. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is no scarcity, no matter what your size, of people who are struggling to be healthy and take care of themselves and find balance in life. We all need to find like what our mission is and what we're really preaching to. And for me, it's balance. And that might not be what it is for you, but that's what it is for me. As a busy mom, I'm not perfect, right? I don't ever preach that I'm perfect with food or, being on all the time. My workouts are on pretty much all the time because I've just become addicted to fitness. I love it. It's something that I have to do every day for myself. It has nothing to do with, do I need to lose more weight? Do I want to be stronger? It's just who I am. I have to have that to have my sanity. And Melissa, I know that you're like that too now. I mean, it's just who I am. And that's okay if that's not you, because that's why we're all different. And guess what? The people who you connect with probably aren't going to be crazy fitness people either if that's not what you love. But there's something that they connect within you that they connect to. So we have to find what that is. For me, it's preaching to find that balance. Not beating yourself up if you have a cookie or 5. I may have had that on a stressful day today. They were little and they were organic. But the point is it's finding that balance, right? Taking it one day at a time, not beating yourself up for one bad meal or one bad day, and knowing that there's going to be days that it's hard, right? So find what pushes you and what drives you, and that's what you're going to be able to connect with people on. But just remember that this business is a business of building relationships. So we have to give those relationships time to flourish. And if they aren't moving at the speed that you like, don't push them. Just connect with more people, right? Because there are going to be some relationships that just boom, they just happen because there's a kinetic energy there that just happens, and I can't explain it, but I just know that there are some girls that when I connect with them, bam, we just have conversation, and there's no forcing. I'm not pulling teeth to have conversation, but then there's other people, it's It's like I get one word answers, and I'm being just as genuine and real as I am with the other people. Okay. And that's okay. I'm not going to be everybody's jam. Right. But for those who I am, I'm going to love the shit out of those people. And I'm going to empower them and build and grow that relationship and that trust and that friendship. Okay. So it's knowing that it's not having a motive. I have a good friend that I met this year on social media, and she connected me to the yoga studio that I go to now, and I've become friends with her friends, and she's never bought one thing from me. She has no interest at all because she's got her yoga thing. She's going to school to be a yoga instructor, and she's not about shakes. Okay. I don't care. I love her, and I was connected with her for a reason, right? So sometimes it's not about the business, and most of the time it shouldn't be. If you lead with good intentions and you lead with your heart and the relationship, everything else will fall into place. Okay?
I actually had 3 people that are new friends of mine, like from the past week or 2, that reached out to me today about my mom having cancer, which I thought was really interesting because I just started being friends with them and having conversation with them. So it feels like it went in the right direction, and I must have just been blah, 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 away to people more genuinely than expecting anything else. And so it is easier that way.
And it's nice. That was nice, wasn't it? It was unexpected, and it was nice that they cared back as much as you were going to genuinely care about them or if something was going on in their life. And I know that's
I was surprised.
Growing relationships is something that you have struggled with because you don't get a whole lot of that in that support in your normal circle.
Yeah.
I mean, your inner circle you do because you've got some really good friends, but you don't always get that support from your general circle, your normal warm market. So I think that's really powerful that you genuinely are building these connections and relationships with people, and they're reaching out back to you because they're feeding off of you. They're feeding off the energy that you put out. That's really cool. We're definitely sending her lots and lots of love. Lots of love.
Yeah, I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm trying to be positive. I think she's kind of handling it in her own way, so I'm waiting. She's like, I don't remember what they said, and so I'm just waiting to figure it all out before I can really worry about it.
Yeah. No, I think that she'll be just fine. We'll send lots of positive prayers and vibes for her. And envision her, that law of attraction, envision her healthy and happy and doing well. Okay? Put those positive vibes out there. That's going to help her. I'm definitely, well, I know you believe in church, so I don't have to tell you twice, but I truly believe that the prayer and putting it out there is what saved my aunt. So I have no doubt that if you put that out there, and the more people who put that out there for you, that she's going to be just fine.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thanks for being my guinea pig and playing along. That was fun. I hope that helps and gives a little bit of direction. And if there's another objection that you would like you girls have or would like to go over, or anybody listening to the playback, because I know we have a couple girls that are listening to that, drop it in the comments below and let me know if there's a certain objection that you're hearing. And really quick, before we sign off, if you feel like you're hearing the same objection over and over and over, make an affirmation that flips that objection. And remember, if money is the one that you hear all the time, was the money the one that you were giving out when you started? Because we tend to get the one that we put out there, right? The law of attraction, the one that we put out there is typically the one that we get back. Or if we to ourselves think, oh my God, $160 is so much money. But if you think about $160 for 30 meals, a coach's one-on-one support every single day for a year at least. I mean, my people get me for life, but even if you say for a year, And a year's
I
worth
don't
of
think it's a lot.
$6,000 of workouts, like, that's not a lot of money at all.
Mm-mm.
At all. So you have to start believing that. Like, what has this done for your life? And what has that $160 done for you? And remember that when you start to feel that objection kind of creep back in, or if you feel like when you invite that they're going to give you that objection, flip it. Okay? All right, girls. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on the call. I will get the recording up for you all. I love you. Have a good rest of your night. And I'll talk with you later.
Good night.
Good night.